This is the part of the tank that I like the most nowadays, visually speaking, because I managed to create here a layout that I really enjoy. It's a bit inspired in Iwagumi. I have a big rock pointed in that direction, and then I have this orange drop pointed in the opposite direction, and another smaller rock, which in fact is Acantastria, pointed in this direction. And so it's like a 3-stone simple Iwagumi, and I like it very much. And then it has these almost like 3 small trees which are very similar in shape on top. And that leads me to talk about how I try, because I not only succeed, try to place corals. How do I do it from an aesthetic point of view? When I place one coral next to the other, I try to follow what I call a rule of similarities and contrasts. What do I mean by this? It means that the 2 corals must have something in common, visually speaking, and something in which there are opposites of each other. So, for example, I have here the Stylopora milka, which is kind of purple. And a bit in front I have this Psamocora, green. Well, they are of course completely different colors, but what do they have in common? Shape. The shape of the Psamocora is kind of similar. They're both art corals. They're kind of similar to the Stylopora. So I think they go very well together. In the back, the Cladiella, well, all these 3 colors look a bit like miniature trees. And so that Cladiella having a more faint green also, I think, helps to enhance the sense of depth of this structure over here. So you have these 3 trees at different heights, and the 3 have in common the shape, and they contrast with the other things around them. So, for example, right next to the Stylopora milka, you'll find some zoanthids, and the zoanthids are kind of purplish too. A kind of old rose or purplish look, which is similar to the color of the Stylopora. So they have that in common, the color. What do they contrast with? They contrast in shape. They are completely different in shape. That's why I have also lots of zoanthids on that rock. Zoanthids go well together because they have the same shape and they vary in color. So you can create mats of different zoanthids and they look good. And there is a purple motif coming down from the Stylopora to the zoanthids and then to the Acantastria. And then you see that right here in front I have some zoanthids. I think they are called chaotic, well, something chaotic, but they are kind of orange and with a more purplish center, and so they make a good transition from the Acantastria back here to the rock filled with Ricordias. And so I think also this area has some harmony. So I love this area very much, and I think it's an area that I will not mess with for a long time, because I'm really pleased with this area. Well, this area here, well, before talking about this area here, it's the second time I'm recording this video, because when I was recording the video right at the beginning, I said that I was not going to purchase any more corals for this tank. And in fact, a few hours later I purchased another coral, and here it is. It's Trachyphilia, and I saw a picture on a website that was for sale, and it was in fact it came from another country, because I live in Portugal and I found it in Spain, and it was the first time I ordered anything from a different country. And well, at the store, the Tierra and Mar, they were extremely attentive. And the coral arrived here, I think, in little over 12 hours, I think, that the coral took to arrive from their place in Madrid to my house in a, in a very remote area of Portugal. So I'm very happy because I loved this coral and I'm very curious to see how it will look with the blue light. And the reason I wanted it, because I wanted corals to go together with the mantle of the Magnifica, which is a kind of rose purple. So I thought that this coral here would have a very good color. I have here also some red mushrooms, which because they are not that bright, I'm hoping that they end up creeping on the Magnifica rock. And in front of the red mushrooms I have here a kind of reddish Acantastria. And I have it right in that spot with a purpose, which is to create a visual bridge between the two structures, this Iwagumi structure and this structure, this pillar with the anemone. It creates a bridge in my point of view because they are the same coral with different colors. So it creates a visual bridge between the two sides. I'm applying the same principle, same shape, different color, and it creates an harmonious situation. And over there, right behind the mushrooms, I managed to salvage, I think it's, what's the name of the coral? Well, it's a small coral over there, which I forgot the name, which is, I think in shape, very similar to the Cladiella, and I hope I'll remember the name in a while. And it was growing underneath the cave of the anemone, so I managed to take it out. While doing so, I moved a bit the rocks of the anemone cave, so the anemone cave is now a bit wider and lower, but nothing fell. There's also some zoanthids here, which during daytime, as most zoanthids, they look like nothing, but at night they look very good. They look a bit golden in a way, and I think they go very well with the tentacles of the anemone, so I'm hoping that they will creep up the anemone pillar. Right in front I also have here Tridacna derasa, which has a slightly purplish look, so I think it goes well with the overall purplish look I want for this area. And right here I also have one of the oldest corals that is with me, which is Fungia. This Fungia is a very particular one because it has not one but 3 mouths. So it's a bit strange. She's been with me because she came almost as a hitchhiker on a rock, and it was almost this size. At some point it released itself from the rock, and it has been here for, I think, in this tank, not this tank, but with me for 12 years. Right behind I have a Duncan, and when I got this Duncan, I think a year ago, it was just a couple of heads, and now it's this huge ball you see here, which mess a bit with my my liking of open spaces, because it's a huge ball, but I'm hesitant in getting rid of it because it goes very well with the tentacles of the anemone. I think they look good together and being at different heights, so for now I'm planning to leave it there. I ordered, before I ordered this one here, I ordered some corals to go back there in the place of that huge sarcophyton. And there's also right next to the sarcophyton a rock with green star polyps and a Kenya tree. Well, with this tank filled with anemones, I feel there are already too many bushy and mushy looking things. So my idea is to create a much slicker layout back there in the place where they are. I think in a few weeks I'll have to find a way to get them out of here, which is easier said than done, because well, there are not many people in the area where I live that keep saltwater tanks, and so it's not easy to sell them to fellow reefers. About corals, I forgot to talk about this Psamocora. It's a green Psamocora, and it has been with me for many years, and it has been in all different kinds in positions in the tank. It's a very hardy SPS. For me it has been growing really slowly. I think if it grows 1 centimeter per year, no, I think it may be less than 1 centimeter per year, but I like it very much, although I'm not really crazy about the green color. And talking about the Psamocora, today when I received the Trachyphilia, okay, what happened was it arrived very well packaged early in the morning. I took it out. It came with some heat packs and lots of mashed up newspapers to make it come very steady inside the styrofoam box. I came down, I had the drip running into a small container with the Trachyphilia, and so I then finished acclimating the coral and placed it inside. And then I went and said, well, I might as well store the styrofoam box, because it's useful when you need to carry corals around or send corals somewhere. So when I was getting all the newspaper out, then I found that the store was kind enough to send me a frag of a very unusual coral, which is Midas Psamocora. So it's a small frag. I'm hoping that it grows faster than the green one. At this moment, my supply of calcium through Kalkwasser is enough. I don't dose anything else to this tank. And in fact, the alkalinity has been a bit too high for my taste, because it's been around 12, which is a bit high, and calcium close to 450. So, but since the rule of saltwater aquariums is stability, I'm not going to mess too much with that, and hope that as the corals grow, they will consume a bit more alkalinity and calcium. And that's it. In terms of the layout of the tank, I wish I can keep it open. I'm expecting the Magnifica to double its size over the next year. That's the reason I don't want to put any more corals in this area, because I risk that they get burned. And one of the things I was thinking about to protect the corals below is create with a purple Montipora, because it will go with the look of the foot of the Magnifica, a purple Montipora plating out of this pillar. So tomorrow I'm going to receive the next corals I need for the back, and the Montipora that I'll try to glue right here. And then from then, I think I'm promising I will not get another coral, I will not get another fish till the end of the year. So the next corals you'll see are the ones that I already had ordered, which will arrive tomorrow. And I hope you guys help me to keep to my promise of not getting more corals or fish for this tank. There are 15 fish. Well, the tank is starting to look good to me. I hope that the animals that are here are happy, and well, see you next time. Thanks for watching once again.